sant yàlla.
looy xaar utal wéef nga scan nga fay te nag doo ci yokku dara.
A better way to pay your UTG fees with instant proof of payment and real-time student portal update. Paying your University of the Gambia fees has never been easier or more convenient. With EcoBank, students, parents and guardians can pay UTG tuition and related fees through our secure digital banking channels such as EcoBank mobile app, EcoBank Online and EcoBank Omni Lite. Once payment is completed, instant proof of payment is generated and the UTG student portal is updated in real time, allowing students to proceed immediately with registration, course selection, and clearance without unnecessary delays, while giving parents and guardians peace of mind that payments have been successfully processed. How to pay via the EcoBank mobile app. Open the EcoBank mobile app and navigate to the home screen. Select Pay Bill. Choose Pay a New Bill and select Schools from the category options. Select University of the Gambia. Select the specific product you are paying for. Enter your matriculation number and tap Continue. Validate your details. The system will display the payable amount. Press Continue to confirm the payment. An e-receipt is generated automatically as proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. How to pay via EcoBank Online or Omni Lite. Log in to EcoBank Online and Omni Lite using your credentials. Select the menu and choose Bill Payments. Choose Quick Bill Pay and select School from the category options. Select University of the Gambia. Select the specific product you are paying for. Enter your matriculation number and tap Continue. Validate your details. The system will display the payable amount. Press Continue to confirm the payment. An e-receipt is generated automatically as proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. Walk into any EcoBank branch or pay through our digital channels and enjoy instant proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
GALA Oil Company stands tall as a trusted name in energy, keeping the Gambia moving with service stations across the country and a commitment to innovation and reliability. In Farafenni, GALA Group is reshaping our industrial landscape. The GALA Oil Cement Factory can produce up to 100,000 bags a day, reducing imports, creating jobs, and building a stronger Gambia brick by brick. And in the heart of the Central River region, GALA Farming Initiative is cultivating food security. With thousands of hectares under development and modern irrigation, GALA Farming is turning the Gambia's soil into abundance. GALA Group is more than a company. It is a vision of self-sufficiency, resilience, and progress. The GALA Group of companies, investing in industry, agriculture, and energy, building the Gambia's future today.
Electricity or power is the lifeblood of modern society. And in this country, the Gambia, it's also one of our biggest frustrations. As blackouts continue and citizens demand answers, the Secretary General of the anti-corruption movement, Gambians Against Looted Assets, or GALA, Omar Sanyang, joins us to unpack the movement's latest statement on electricity generation and supply. Let me just point out, this is not just about kilowatts and grids. It's about accountability, livelihoods, and the future of our nation's development. Omar, thanks for joining us. You're outside of the country. Where are you exactly, first and foremost?
Thank you very much, Uncle Peter, and thank you, the Coffee Time family. I am very far from home. I am currently in Arusha, Tanzania, for a movement gathering.
All right. What's taking place there? What are you attending in Tanzania on behalf of Gambians?
Yeah, so I am attending together with the national coordinator, Hakim Toure, a movement gathering organized by Action 8 International with Move, a movement gathering that comprises of all movement leaders across the world, because we have people in Europe and also in Asia, in India, and also Africa, of course, here in Tanzania, and capacity building training and how to mobilize, re-strategize, and also organize ourselves as movement leaders to be able to impact the change that we want in our various countries.
I'm sure the government wouldn't have wanted you to attend such a meeting.
Yeah.
But listen, let's cut to the chase. Your latest statement paints a grim picture of electricity generation in the Gambia. In plain terms, how bad is the situation right now?
Uncle Peter, we have to remind ourselves that electricity, it's the livelihood of the Gambian people. We have people that survives 100% on electricity for them to sustain themselves and their family. So it is very bad in the 21st century in the Gambia that people are still struggling with electricity, as small as accessing electricity in other countries. So it's very bad, Uncle Peter, because we have welders, we have tailors, we have a lot of people that depends. Over 100% of the Gambian people relies 100% on electricity for them to generate some funds for themselves and their families. So it's bad as a country, as the Gambia, that is 60 years old now. We cannot still have adequate electricity that is going to sustain our people's livelihood.
And since you've been in Tanzania, how many times has the electricity gone out?
I've been here for now 2 days. We came, but no circumstance have I ever witnessed electricity blackout here. So I am no. There is no time that we run out of electricity completely here in Tanzania.
Well, bring some with you when coming back home. Listen, so who is responsible for the current, power situation in the country, the persistent blackouts? Would you say it's NAWEC? Would you say it's government policy, or both?
So first, we have to blame the government for this, because there was a time that the president said we have enough electricity and there are some generators that are currently on reserve, because we have a lot of electricity megawatt that is going to serve the Gambian people to their utmost best. But that is ironical. Now that the government is not even saying something that the Gambian people can rely on. So, Uncle Peter, the government is 100% responsible for our electricity blackout across the country, because everything within a state, it's political. So if political decisions are wrong, it's obviously clear that everything within a state is going to crumble. And that is why we are having this challenge. Corruption, it's very normal, Uncle Peter. It's a tradition in our land that people are corrupt and nothing is going to come out of it. So this is something that we have to fight against. This is something that Gambian people are to know, that our current situation is not caused by God. And prayers and fasting cannot change our situation. If we believe that we are going to pray to change the situation, then we are fooling ourselves. We must be able to resist and also take the bull by the horn. That, what is happening in our country is not caused by God. It's not caused by anything. Uncle Peter, we are not children of a lesser God. We all, we all worship the same God in different ways. So it is not possible that God can give electricity to the people of Tanzania in food, and God giving us electricity. So God is not responsible for our electricity. So we are, the government of the Gambia, it's 100% responsible for the blackout of the Gambian people when it comes to electricity and water. So the government is responsible, Uncle Peter, and people must be able to know that there is nobody responsible for these unfortunate circumstances within our country rather than the government. So they are 100% responsible. Because corruption, mismanagement of public funds, not being able to tell the Gambian people the truth and what they need to hear, think that is the cause of all the problems that we are facing in the country right now.
Okay. And speaking of God, it just happened that this past Sunday, my church was celebrating its parish feast. And we had a uniform, Ashobi, as everybody says. And almost everybody who went to church on Sunday at St. Kizito's parish wore the uniform, the Ashobi. I was one of the few people who didn't wear the Ashobi, not because I couldn't afford an Ashobi, but I gave my tailor my cloth for over 10 days. And he wasn't able to, to sew it because he said there was no electricity. So the question is, what stories have you heard that illustrate the human cost of this electricity shortage, from vendors to hospitals?
Uncle Peter, it is very sad to even bear days. The children of politicians, of the government, of the president, the ministers, the permanent secretaries, the directors, and everyone that is at the top ranking of this country has a standby generator in their houses that is going to supply them electricity when the light went off. But now you take an example of ordinary Gambians and what they are facing right now. We have people that, just like I said earlier on, that 100% rely on electricity supply for them to be able to make an ends meet. Mm-hmm. Now it's hard for the Gambian people to be able to get those things, to be able to sustain themselves, to be able to do or go on with their daily life activities without electricity. So you go to hospitals where I have seen people using their mobile phones, touchlight, to be able to render services to patients that are slowly dying in hospital beds simply because there is no electricity for the nurses and the doctors to be able to carry out their job. So it is sad that the president's son or daughter is not receiving the same medical care in the same dilapidated hospitals that we have in our country. That is why light is continuously going up. You take an example, Uncle Peter. If President Adam Barrow's son is dying in Bansang Hospital, may God forbid, but what is going to happen in Bansang is there is going to be all means possible to be able to have electricity in Bansang so that the president's son can receive the best treatment that he deserves as a Gambian. So why is it different when it comes to the son of a farmer, the son of a teacher, the son of a welderman, the son of a common Gambian who is currently dying in hospitals without electricity because the government failed in their responsibilities to provide electricity for those hospitals to be able to render their services to the sick patients that are slowly dying without electricity in those hospitals. So, Uncle Peter, people are frustrated. People are sad that we have a government of the day that does not serve the needs and in the aspirations of the Gambian people. Instead, they focus more on their pockets, corruption. That is what they solely rely on to sustain themselves and their families. Uncle Peter, that was the time I said this. Their sons are nowhere dignified than the son of a farmer because they feed on their sweat. They feed on the things that their fathers worked so hard to be able to sustain their family. But you look at the government, most of these people, their sons and their daughters, their children, feed on money that the Gambian people are paying. We are all taxpayers. We all pay tax at the end of the day. And the reason why we pay tax is because we want the government to render services to us. We have a social contract between us and the government. That is why taxation becomes a mandate for every Gambian. If Gambians today feel reluctant and they said they're not going to pay any tax to the government is going to crumble, because we all know that this country is a tax-based country, and a country like that should be able to render essential services like electricity, water to the Gambian people, because these are our basic needs that we need on a daily basis for us to survive. So, Uncle Peter, simply because they are children and they do not feel the pain of ordinary Gambians because they don't go through this blackout, that is why the government is not bothered. It's not doing anything that is going to make sure that the Gambian people have access to electricity. If you read the statement from the movement, we made it very clear that they said the situation is going to be until on the 15th. If things don't change, Uncle Peter, before on the 15th, the government should be ready for anything on the 19th of June down there in the Gambia, because we cannot rely solely on the government. Because what is for the government solution? Because at the end of the day, they are going to give us a lot of excuses. If you read the statement yesterday, you will understand that we speak the language of the Gambian people, that we have seen a lot of excuses from the government, including the Ministry of Information and Digital Economy, that was trying to back what NAWEC is currently doing. Just like I said, our circumstances are not God created. Our circumstances, the lack of electricity and water, these are circumstances created by the government of the day, and they do not care about the life and the livelihood of the Gambian people.
And so beyond criticism, Omar, what concrete steps does GALA propose to stabilize supply and ensure Gambians can rely on, their water and electricity provider? Omar, are you with us? Omar, are you with us?
Yes.
We had some voices on the line. I was saying, beyond criticism, what concrete steps does GALA propose to stabilize supply and ensure Gambians can rely on the electricity they're getting from NAWEC?
So, Uncle Peter, we must all take responsibilities of our actions. We must be the architect of our destiny. The destiny of our country solely relies on our hand, and we cannot leave it in the hands of the government to mess with the life and the livelihood of the Gambian people. Uncle Peter, it is so unfortunate that, just like I said earlier on, in the 21st century, that we cannot have access to electricity. And even if we do, now NAWEC has just like they have drawn a timetable for the Gambian people. You know what? Today in Fonyi, you are going to have electricity from this time to this time. And from this time to this time, you are not going to have electricity. That is so unfortunate. So beyond criticism, Uncle Peter, just like I said, we must be able to hold them accountable. We must be able to speak truth to power without hesitation. We must be able to call them by their names and tell them that they are sellouts, they are individuals who are incompetent, they are individuals who do not serve the needs and the aspirations of the Gambian people. So we are going to do that by all costs, Uncle Peter.
Finally, Omar, if you had one message to leave with the Gambians this morning, a vision of what our electricity sector could look like in 5 years, for instance, if the right decisions are made, what would that message be?
It is election year. There is this common saying that I always say, that the term that we use in our local language, for instance, in Mandinka, we are going to say Karte Fayo. Let us change the term and use Karte Karafo. Now we are giving you the powers. We are showing you that we are the true owners of power. If things don't go well with us, we voted for you, and we are going to take back our vote and vote for someone else. So let the Gambian people know that the government of the day is not serving the needs and the aspirations of the people. They have promised us a lot of things in 2021 before the elections and after the election. And they are still promising us, giving us excuses at the end of the day when those promises are not fulfilled. So let us be the architect of our destiny. Let us claim our destiny, and let us also stand firm, and let us make sure we speak truth to power without hesitation. We hold them accountable because they are nothing but servants. They are nothing than people who are supposed to serve an ordinary Gambian. So if they fail to do that, it is our responsibility to hold them accountable. If they fail to do that, it is our responsibility to vote them out. If they fail to do that, it is our responsibility to call truth to power without hesitation, without intimidation, and without state repression. Thank you.
Omar, thank you so very much for joining us all the way from Tanzania.
Thank you very much, Uncle Peter. It is nice to be here.
Have a good day. Omar Sanyang is the Secretary General of the anti-corruption movement, Gambians Against Looted Assets, or GALA.
Sant Yàlla. Looy xaar utal Wave nga scan nga fay te nag doo ci yokk dara.
A better way to pay your UTG fees with instant proof of payment and real-time student portal update. Paying your University of the Gambia fees has never been easier or more convenient. With EcoBank, students, parents and guardians can pay UTG tuition and related fees through our secure digital banking channels such as EcoBank mobile app, EcoBank Online and EcoBank Omni Lite. Once payment is completed, instant proof of payment is generated and the UTG student portal is updated in real time, allowing students to proceed immediately with registration, course selection, and clearance without unnecessary delays, while giving parents and guardians peace of mind that payments have been successfully processed. How to pay via the EcoBank mobile app. Open the EcoBank mobile app and navigate to the home screen. Select Pay Bill. Choose Pay a New Bill and select Schools from the category options. Select University of the Gambia. Select the specific product you are paying for. Enter your matriculation number and tap Continue. Validate your details. The system will display the payable amount. Press Continue to confirm the payment. An e-receipt is generated automatically as proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. How to pay via EcoBank Online or Omni Lite. Log in to EcoBank Online and Omni Lite using your credentials. Select the menu and choose Bill Payments. Choose Quick Bill Pay and select School from the category options. Select University of the Gambia. Select the specific product you are paying for. Enter your matriculation number and tap Continue. Validate your details. The system will display the payable amount. Press Continue to confirm the payment. An e-receipt is generated automatically as proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. Walk into any EcoBank branch or pay through our digital channels and enjoy instant proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.